Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeri Murti Veda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Chaitanyam Sarvagam Sarvam Sarvabhuta Guhashayam Yat Sarva Vishayatitam Tasmai Sarvavide Namaha. Atma Agnyayah Paro Hyatma Yasmadanyanna Vidyate Sarvajñas Sarvadrikshuddha Tasmai Jneyatmane Namaha. Padavakya Pramanagnaihi Deepabhutaih Prakashitam Brahma Veda Rahasyam Yaihi Tan Nityam Pranatosmyaham. Atma Jneyah Atma Swarupatah Avadharyah. One should know, very well understand, have conviction about the Atma, the very self, the very essential nature of oneself. How is it to be known? Kim ghatadvat vishayatvena. The self is known like ghatapata as an object of knowledge. No, paro hyatma. Atma is paraha, sarvajneyat paraha. Atma is superior to all the knowable things. Sarvajneyatva dharma rahita. Jneya is that which is known or knowable. So who is Jneyatva dharma? The one that possesses the dharma or attribute being knowable. So that can be known which is possessed of the nature of being knowable. But then Atma does not have knowability. In that sense, it is superior to all other knowables. And what is the reason why? Atma is Jneyatva dharma rahita. The word of dharma or the attribute of Jneyatva being known or knowable. Yasmat anyat na vidyate. Yasmat Atma Swarupat anyat na vidyate. Atma Swarupat anyat, because there is nothing other than Atma. Tad dharma va na vidyate. There is nothing that exists separate from Atma, including there is no dharma also. Gneyatva is a dharma. If Atma possessed the dharma of gneyatvam, then it would be in the same category of other gneya, unknowable objects. But Atma does not even possess the dharma or the attribute of gneyatvam, knowability. Why do you say aprameya or agneya? Because Atma is not available for. So a gneya is that which is available for to be known by a means of knowledge. Vedanta accepts 6 means of knowledge. Pratyaksha, Anumana, Arthapatti, Upamanam, Anupalabdhi, Shabda. So any entity that is available for being known by any one of these pramana means of knowledge will call gneya. Atma is gneyatva dharma rahita because Atma cannot be known by any conventional means of knowledge. So perception, if an entity is known by organs of perception, but Atma does not possess rupa, ranga, etc., and therefore not available perception. And therefore not available any of the means of knowledge. But anyway, Atma doesn't have any linga, doesn't have any kind of attribute with which you can connect it. And therefore, there can be arthapatti, which is also a nature of only anumanam. Doesn't have any kind of attributes like shashti, jati, guna, kriya, which will make it knowable by shabda. Atma cannot determine not there because the nature of very knower there, it cannot be determined by the anupalabdhi pramana. And so, Atma doesn't possess any attributes, any qualities by which it can become knowable. Therefore, all knowables are not Atma. So pratyaksham, therefore, negating all the knowables as an Atma. That includes also the body, mind, sense organs, upadhi, all of these fall the category of an Atma, which is gneya, knowable. Atma is different from them. Tat sakshitaya avishayattvena swayam prakasha atma gneya. Thus from the conclusion of aham or I, Atma is always known, already known. In that Atma, as I see, you delete or give up or subtract all the knowable things because Atma is not knowable. And so all anatma is negated. So what remains Atma? Tat sakshitaya avishayattvena is a very sakshi, is a very subject. Swayam prakasha, self-effulgent. Because it is self-effulgent, therefore it doesn't require any pramanam. That's the whole idea. Not only self is not available for being known by any conventional means of knowledge, but because a means of knowledge illumines the object of knowledge. Eyes are a means of knowledge which illumines the colors and forms. So prama karanam pramana, that's pramana or means of knowledge which creates prama, which illumines its respective object of knowledge. So pramana is required for anything and everything that is not self-effulgent. Only one entity, myself, doesn't require pramana because it is self-revealing. Swayam prakashatma gneya. Therefore, it is an entity of a different class, understand? Not just different, but of a different class. Because one class is all knowable by the means of knowledge. This is another class. This is all mithya. This is another class, satyam. That's how it's to be known. And That is Tvam Pada, Tat Pada, Sarvajna, Sarvadrik Shuddha, omniscient, all-knowing. That is Tat Pada. Because self of all, Shuddha. So that the Tikakara said is the Swarupa Lakshanam. Shuddha, meaning that untouched by, unaffected by, untainted by anything is Shuddha. Anatma is Shuddha, Anruta, Jada, Parichinna, Dukhatmaka, Samsarga Rahita. Anatma, Samsarga Rahita. Ashuddha, Samsarga Rahita, Nitya Shuddha. Tasme Jnatmane Namaha. So that which is Jnaya, now he says, Atma Jnaya. Jnaya is not to be known by pramana, means of knowledge. It is to be known nevertheless as a very self-effulgent, as a witness of all. So that which is Jnaya as well as Jnayas Chaso Atma, Jnaya Atmane Namaha. Namaha, Namaskara, is my very self. So Devata Bhaktivat Guru Bhakti Happy. This Namaskara is to Atma, there is a Devata here. And other is the Namaskara to Guru, Guru Bhakti Happy. Vidya Praptyantarangatvam, Guru Bhakti Happy. That Guru Bhakti also is Antaranga, approximate means of Vidya Prapti. And so in second verse, the teacher said, Padavakya Pramanagnaihi Yaihi Gurubhihi. So Gurubhihi is not stated here, but it's meant that by the Gurus who are Padavakya Pramanagnya, who are well versed with the Pada, Vakya and Pramanam, those Gurus, meaning those Gurus who have the competence not only to know but to communicate what the Shastra teaches. They are Deepa Bhutai, they are like Deepa Bhuta, like the lamp. Prakashitam Brahma. So they have Brahma Prakashitam, those by whom the Brahma is revealed, unfolded, made known. Vedahasyam Brahma, which is Vedahasyam, the very essential and subject matter of Vedas. Tan Nityam Pranatosmyam, I am ever saluted to them. Yesterday, Parabhakti Yatha Deve Tatha Guru, Tasyede Kathita Hyathaha Prakashante Mahatmana. Tasya Mahatmana Ete Kathita Yathaha Prakashante. For that Mahatma who is blessed with this kind of bhakti, the unswerving devotion for Ishvara and unswerving devotion for the Guru, in the minds of that Mahatma. So whatever we are taught, the teacher says, those words and statements reveal their meanings in the mind of a Mahatma like that. Iti Shruti Siddham Deotayanna. Shruti Siddham. By this statement of Shruti, it is very clear that the bhakti for the Devata and the bhakti for the Guru are essential for the knowledge to take place, because how does the knowledge take place? When the words and statements of Shruti reveal their meaning in the mind. And that happens only when the mind is possessed of or imbued with the devotion for Ishvara, for Mahatma, as well as for Guru. Guru Paramparam Pranamati. Second verse, the teacher salutes the Guru Parampara, whole lineage of the Gurus, whole succession of the Guru and Shishya. So who are they? Padavakya Pramanagnaihi Yaihi. Yaihi Gurubihi Vedahasyam Brahma Prakashitam. Those teachers by whom? Brahma, which is Veda Hasyam, which is the very secret of Vedas. Meaning Brahma is not available. This say already came, that Rahasyam. Means only Shastra Acharya Prakashitam, Pratipaditam, that which can only be known by the Pratipadanam, by the exposition of the Shastra and the Acharya. That's why it's called Rahasya. There is no other way that Brahman can be known. The only way it can be known is this, even though it is revealed by the scriptures, then also. Those scriptures also will not become useful unless they are revealed by, unfolded by the Guru based on the Shastra. Yehi Gurubihi Veda Rahasyam Brahma Prakashitam. Those Gurus by whom the Brahma, which is Veda Rahasya, is Prakashitam, is revealed. Tan Nityam Pranatosmiham. I am ever salutated to these Gurus. Iti sambandha. So who are these Gurus? Padavakya Pramanajnahi Gurubihi. The Tritiya Bhochan. So that is why it becomes a Visheshanam. Padavakya Pramanajnahi. Then what is the other one? Other Visheshanam of Gurus? Deepabhutaihi. Gurubihi. Tan Gurun Nityam Pranatosmiham. So what is Padavakya Pramanajnahi? The notes of Padavakya Pramana. Says Padanam Vakyanam cha Shakti Tatparyamayadaya Pramanajnahi. So Pada and Vakya are the Pramanam. Basically Vakya is the Pramanam. Mahavakya is Pramanam. But two kinds of Vakyas are there. Mahavakya, Avantara Vakya. So all these Vakyas, one who understands correctly. And Vakya can be correctly understood when the Pada, the words making of the sentence are understood. So first the meaning of Pada or the words, and then meaning of the Vakya. So Padanam, Vakyanam cha Shakti Tatparya. Padanam Shakti. You must know what is Shakti. Or the capability of the words to reveal their meanings. So words have a Shakti, or the power to reveal their meanings. Vakyanam, Vakyas have the ability to reveal the meaning by Tatparya. So what is the intended meaning? So when you know the meaning of the words, then the meaning of Vakya can be known. But that meaning can be either Vachyartha or Lakshyartha. So the one who understands the Tatparya, the intended meaning of the Vakya, by first understanding the meaning of Pada, or the words comprising the Vakya or sentence. Shakti Tatparya Maryadaya Pramanajnahi. So those who are knows of Pramanam, which is Shastra, by knowing the meanings of the Shabda and the purport of the Vakya. Padavakya Pramanajnahi. So this is what is required for unfolding the meaning of the statements of scriptures, because they are the means of contemplation upon the self, and that contemplation is the means of knowledge. Call it contemplation, vichara. Yadva padavakye prasiddhe pramanam anumanadi. Or pada the words, vakya the sentences, and pramanam. And so, padavakya rupa pramanam or padavakya pramanam. So, padaha vakyani pramanam cha. Pramanam is anumana. Anumanadi. So, some anumanam, arthapatti, all these pramanas are required to interpret the meaning of the statements of the Vedas. So one who is well versed with those pramana which are required for unfolding, understanding and revealing meaning of the statements, tajñaihi, those who know, meaning those who are capable of communicating what it is that the Vedas wish to communicate. Or pada is vyakaranam, vakya is mimamsa, and pramana is nyaya shastram. That is how it is explained. Pada. So, artha sadhutvam, vyakaranam is meant for correctly understanding meaning of the pada words. Vakya, having understood pada, then what is the tatparya, nirnaya, what is the intended meaning? That's called mimamsa. So mimamsakas do explaining the meaning of the statements of the Vedas, and pramanam nyaya shastra that addresses the pramanam, all sixfold pramanam, whatever they except only four, but anyways the pramanam, mainly anumanam. So nyaya is very strong in anumanam or the inference. So the teacher must be well versed with all of this. Deepa bhutaihi, ayatnena sarvartha prakashakaihi iti. Deepa means a lamp which illumines the objects effortlessly. Lamp does not have to make any effort to illumine the objects such as pots, etc., which are within its range, because the dispelling of darkness is instantaneous for the light. The light does not make an effort to dispel the darkness. So also knowledge dispels ignorance. And then knowledge compared to the light or a lamp. And how a lamp effortlessly dispels darkness and reveals the object, so also the knowledge dispels the ignorance and reveals the nature of the self. So that's why Deepa Bhutai, the teachers who are like the lamp. Jnana tadajnanam yesham nashidam atma tesham adityavajnanam prakashayati tatparam. That Aditya Bhagavad Gita says, like the sun illumines everything, so also knowledge illumines even Brahman in the self. Samanyena Acharya Paramparam Namaskritya. So when you salute this succession of teachers, then include our own teacher also. Samanya. But Visheshana. Not enough that I salute the succession of all the teachers and place my teacher also in the same category, Visheshana. My teacher requires that he must be separately and properly again saluted, separately mentioned. So Guru Pramana Purvakam, they were preceded by the Pranam, the salutation to his own teacher. Uddesham pratyanite. And what is Uddesham? What is intended to be now revealed by the chapter? Pratijnana is proposed here, proposal, or pratigna is done, proposition. So third verse is Yagvak suryam susampata pranashtadvanta kalmashah pranamyatan gurun vakshye brahma vidya vinischayam. It should be pranamya, not pranamya, at least in my text, pranamyatan gurun vakshe, right? Yad vak, whose words, Suryamshu, like the rays of the sun, Sampata, when these rays of the sun fall, Pranashtadvanta, they dispel the darkness, Dvanta kalmasha. In this case, the rays of whose words, when they fall on me, that is my buddhi. It removes all the kalmasha, all the impurities in my buddhi, including the final impurity of ignorance here. Pranamya tan gurun pranamya, having saluted those gurus. Again, that one's own guru also is mentioned in plural, by the way, by way of respect. Brahma Vidya Vinischayam Vakshe. Now proceeds with what it is that I am going to say. Brahma Vidya Vinischayam. That Vinischayam, the Nischaya, the conviction about Brahma Vidya, the true nature of what Brahma Vidya is, that is what I am now going to say. So, what is Brahma Vidya Vinischayam? Brahma Vidya Vinischaya. यस्मात् न्याय विशेषात् भवति तम न्याय विशेषम वक्ष्ये इत्यर्थः ब्रह्म विद्या विनिश्चयम वक्ष्ये I'm now going to say Brahma Vidya Vinishya means the ascertainment of Brahma Vidya is what I am going to say, by which the Vinishya, the ascertainment of Brahma Vidya will take place in the disciples. That means I will tell you the means, now I will say the means by which the Vinishya, the conviction about Brahma Vidya will arise. That is what I will say. So, Nyaya Visheshat Bhavati. So that reasoning by which will arise in the mind of the disciples or mind of the listeners, the Vinishya, the conviction about Brahma Vidya. So that by which the conviction of Brahma Vidya will arise in the mind of the students. That is Nyaya, that reasoning is what I will say. Now I now will tell the reasons. Yukti, the logic. So that logical presentation I will make, by which the Vinishya, the conviction of Brahma Vidya will take place in the minds of the students. Tam Nyaya Vishesham Vakshye. That Nyaya Vishesha, that Vishesha Nyaya, that specific kinds of reasoning by which Brahma Vidya Vinishya happens, that reasoning is what now I will tell. This is the Pratigna. So having saluted the teachers, now says what is the subject matter of this chapter. Now going to the next verse. Kimartham Brahma Vidya Vinishya Vakshate. What purpose will it serve? That the aspirant will be able to gain the conviction about Brahma Vidya. So kimartham. So what purpose will it serve? What's the purpose that is served by Brahma Vidya Vinishya? That is what you are going to say. You are now going to give us the reasoning which will be the means of developing a conviction about the Brahma Vidya, nature of Brahman as a self. So what purpose will that serve? Why are you saying that? So the fourth verse says, Atmalabhat paro nanyah labah kaschana vidyate yadartha vedavadascha smartascha pituyah kriyah. Because Atmalava, since Atmalavat paro anyaha labha kasyana na vidyate, Atmalavat paraha anya kasyana labha na vidyate. There is no labha or gain greater than the gain of Atma. So why do you say that? Atma paramatve pramanasa yadartha. So why do you say that there is no gain greater than the gain of the self? Why? So pramanam suchayati. What makes you conclude that the attainment of Atma is the supreme attainment? There is no attainment comparable to the attainment of the self. What makes you say that? Yadartha vedavadasya smartaschapi svayakriyaha. Because all the scriptures are devoted to the Atmalabha. Yadartha. Artha is purpose. For which purpose? Vedavadaha. All the Vada, all the teaching or statement of Veda are for which purpose? For Atmalabha. Smartaha. All the Smritis are also devoted to Atmalabha. Kriyaha karma also indirectly related to Atmalabha. Sarva Vedaha yat padam amananti tapam gumsa sarvani chat vadanti. All the Vedas reveal what? All the karma also are meant for what? So that is the single topic or single purpose of all the scriptures. And therefore, there cannot be anything greater than that, because all the scriptures devote themselves to revealing the Atmalabha, attainment of Atma. That means that there cannot be an attainment greater than attainment of Atma. So that is how it is shown here, how Atmalabha is Parama. Vedavadaha Vedavachanani Smartasavada Smriti Vachanani Sakshat Jnanartha Vedavadaha. Vedavachanani Sakshat Jnanarthani, meaning Vedavachanas, the statement of Vedas, directly reveal the nature of the self, Atma. Smritivadas and the statements of Smriti are also meant, like Bhagavad Gita, are also meant to reveal the nature of the self. And therefore Atmalabha. Yadartha, for which purpose? For which purpose are the statements of the Vedas, and for which purpose also are the statements of Smriti such as Bhagavad Gita? So, Jnana Kanda Veda is now covered. How about the Karma Kanda? Api yaha kriyaha, apidu yaha kriyaha, apidu yaha kriyaha, karma para Veda Smriti vihitaha. So in the Vedas as well as Smriti, there is also the karma para vakyani. The Vedas and Smritis are jnana para vakyani, the statements which are devoted to revealing jnana, and karma para vakyani also. In the Vedas there is a whole karma kanda. In Smriti also there is a whole karma kanda revealing, how to perform actions. So karma para Veda Smriti Vihitaha. Karma para Veda, karma para Smriti. That part of the Veda which is devoted to karma, and that part of Smriti devoted to karma. So Vihitaha karmani. So those kriyaha Vihitaha, the kriyas that are enjoined by the karma section of Veda and karma section of Smriti. Tascha Yadarthaha. So even the purpose for which the Shruti and Smriti reveal the karma is for Atmalabha. Yadartha how? Chitta Shuddhi Paramparaya Yadarthaha. So karmas do not directly reveal Atmalabha, but Paramparaya, Chitta Shuddhi Paramparaya. Indirectly or in sequence, the karma also becomes the means of Atmalabha by first creating Chitta Shuddhi, which is then direct means of Jnanam and Atmalabha. Therefore, all the scriptures are devoted to only one thing, namely Atmalabha. Therefore, there cannot be Labha greater than Atmalabha. Putradi Labhapeksha Atmalabha Param Pramanikam iti. Pramana means Upanishad. Upanishad says in its own words how Atmalabha is superior to the Labha of everything else. Putradi Labhapeksha. So Putra is supposed to be the dearest one, to the father. And the other, so even the Labha of the Putra, that one wants Putra, which is supposed to be the dearest entity, that also is for Atmalabha. So Putra Labhapekshaya Atmalabhasya Paramatvam. So Putradi, the includes the Dhana, etc. So Putradi Labha, the gaining or attaining of the Putra and other things like Vitta, etc., they are well known to be very desirable things. Compared to them also, Atmalabha is superior. Pramanikam, Shruti herself says how Atmalabha is superior to all other Labha. Iti uktam upapadayati yadarthaha vedavadasya. When the author said that the statements of Vedas are also for the purpose of Atmalabha, let us have that statement. So therefore the author quotes a statement from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, where it clearly says how Atmalabha is superior to any other Labha. So paramad pramanikam iti uktam yadarthaha vedavadaha. So that Atmalabha is Praman, is what is revealed by Pramanam, says Shruti Smriti. Upapadayati is stated with reasoning now here. Atmarthopi yo labha sukhaya ishto viparyaya Atmalabha parah proktah nityatvad brahma vedivihi. Atmartho hi yo labha. The labha, the advantage of gaining is for the purpose of Atma. See, then there is Atma labha and Atmartha labha. Atma labha, attainment of Atma. Atmartha labha, attainment of other objects or entities for the purpose of Atma. So there can be two labha, Atma labha or Atmartha labha. The objects of the world, such as Putra, etc., the labha, the attainment is meant to serve the purpose of Atma. So that labha, Sukha ishtaha, which is desired for Sukha like Putra, etc., Viparyaya, that also can turn around, can become the object of Dukkha. So all the labha for the sake of Atma, which are thought to be the source of happiness, can also turn to be the source of unhappiness. Atma labha, parah prokta, Atma labha can never be source of unhappiness. Nityatvat, because it is nitya, so Brahma Vedi parah prokta, therefore the knowledge of Brahma or Vedas say that Atma labha is parah. Because all other labha can turn around, can become Gaira labha, so labha also. But the Atma labha is always labha, and nitya, always labha. Therefore, there is no labha or attainment superior to the attainment of the self. So Tikakara explains, Atmarthopi yo labha. Yopi labha sukha ishtaha putra dhanadi vishaya. So here the Tikakara quotes a statement from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad 148. Padetat preya putrat, preya vittat, preya anyasmat, sarvasmat. So this is the Veda Vada. This is a statement of the Veda which directly says how Atma labha is most supreme. Tadetat Preha Putrat. This self is Putrat Preha, dearer than a son. Vittat Preha, dearer than the wealth, and dearer than the wealth. Anyasmat Saraswat, and dearer than anything else which is thought to be the means of happiness. Why? Yadantarataram, Yadayamatma. So that which is more proximate is dearer. Son is more proximate than the wealth. Wealth may be more proximate than the house, and so on and so forth. So the degree of dearness, or degree of, being the means of happiness, is judged by the proximity. In this sense, of course, son is, you could have also Jaya as well. The wife also is so, definitely so, and maybe closer than even son. But here, Putrat Preha, Vittat Preha, Anyasmat Sarvasmat, Yadayam Atma. This Atma is dearer than anything else. Antarataram, because it is the innermost proximate. So what is proximate is dearer than what is less proximate. Atma is the most proximate, therefore it is dearer than anything else. So this is Vedavada. The statement of Veda directly says that Atma Labha is Parhalabha. So Putra Dhanadi Vishaya, coming to Tika, Loke Sukhaya Ishtaha. All these Labha, the attainment of the nature of Putra, Dhana, etc., which is Ishta, desire for Sukha or happiness. So be Atmartha, Atma Sukhartha iti, so be Atmartha. Even the Labha, the gaining of Putra with also, is for the sake of Atma only. Iti Prasiddham, this is well known. Alright, it is well known that Putradi Labha is for the sake of Atma. Tari Putradi Labha Atma Sukha Siddhe. So by Labha or gaining of Putra, etc., you are able to enjoy, gain the pleasure, happiness, and therefore Atma Sukha Siddhe. So Putradi Labha is also for the sake of Atma. So Putradi therefore give the happiness of the Atma, and so you get Atma Labha by Putra Labha, etc. Putradi Labha also is for Atma only, then Atma Atha Labha is already attained by Putradi Labha. Kimiti Atma Jnanam Atma Labha, then why should we worry about Atma Labha, for which Atma Jnanam is required? So Atma Labha happens by Atma Jnanam. Why should you worry about that? When the Putradi Labha also is equal to Atma Labha. If the purpose by Putradi Labha is served by the purpose that is served by self-knowledge, then why worry about self-knowledge? Why not confine yourself to Putra, Dhana, etc.? Kimiti Atma Jnanam Atma Labha Ishtavyam. What's the reason why you think that the self-knowledge is Ishtavyam, is to be desired for attainment of Atma, Atma Labha? Vishesha Bhavat. There is no difference between Atma Labha that Putradi gives and Atma Labha that knowledge gives. So Atma Labha is the same. If that purpose is served by Putradi, then why worry about Atma Jnanam? So then says Ityatah, if this is the question, then Ityatah Viparyaya iti Viparyaya. What is Sukha Viparyaya? Dukkhayapi Salavasyad. That Putradi, which is thought to be the Atma Labha, can also turn around and Viparya. Viparya means it can be contrary, turn around and become also source of dukkha. Kadachit kasachit Putradeheva dukkhetu darshanadityartha. Kadachit, sometime, kasit for someone, Putradeheva, Putra, etc., Putra, Dhanam, etc. themselves become the dukkha hetu. If all dukkha comes from that only anyway in the world, closer the thing is, more cause of dukkha it is, can be. And so Duryodhana can be tremendous, Putra is a tremendous source of dukkha. And that kingdom also became tremendous source of dukkha. So it's well known that those things which are acquired with the hope of giving it as a sukha also very often have turned out to be the sources of dukkha. Tasmat lavantara apekshaya atmalava paramaha lava iti. But atmalava never turns into dukkha. Never. Lavantara apeksha, anatma lava apeksha as compared to the anatma lava, atma lava paramaha. So putra vitta all falls in the category of anatma. Therefore, atma lava paramo lava. So it is shown how by reasoning atma lava is because you love whatever you love conditionally. Love, everything is conditional. Love for atma is unconditional. Iti tadartham. Therefore, it is worthwhile. Atma lava is worthwhile and no other lava is worthwhile at all. Tadartham. Therefore, atma lava artham, for the purpose of atma lava, sarva parityagena atma jnanam sampadhaniyam. So once this conviction has arisen that atma lava is paramo lava and the only lava really, then sarva parityagena, give up all your efforts or struggles to acquire other lava, putra lava, vitta lava, and give up all that stuff. Sarva parityagena. So this is how when you understand that all lava is meant for atma lava, then we recognize the value of atma lava, we recognize also futility of other lava, and that is how tyaga happens. So sarva parityagena, having discovered that vairagya for sarva parityagena, giving up now your engagement or your preoccupation with everything else, atma jnanam sampadhaniyam. Therefore, atma jnana must be acquired. Iti abhiparitya. With that in mind, the teacher says, atma lava parah prokta nityatvat brahma vedivihi. But because viparya prasanga tatra nasti, atma lava is sure the lava of happiness. Viparya prasanga. The occasion of viparya or the contrary, it never there, that atma can never become the object of dukkha. Atma lava cannot become the object of dukkha. When atma seems to become the source of happiness, where person thinks that I am miserable, this, that, atma is thought to be source of unhappiness. That is also not atma, is only anatma. Body can become source of unhappiness. Mind can become. Ego can become. Atma can never become the source of unhappiness. What is thought to be atma can become source of unhappiness. Like the body, like mind, like ego, like my beliefs, and so on and so forth. So viparya prasanga nasti. So viparya prasanga also is stated by the Shruti. Tadetat priya putrat, priya vittat, priya anyasmat sarasmat, antaratanam yadayam atma. Then, sayah anyam atma priyam brahmanam. Then there is somebody who says, my putra is dearer, is dear to me. Somebody says, my wealth is dear to me. My power is dear to me. To one who says that, Atmana anyam priyam brahmanam. Somebody who is saying that someone other than Atma is dear to me, to that person, bruyat. So Atma Jnani can tell that fellow, priyam rochati. So what you consider dear will kill you someday. Iti. When you say, how can you say that? Who are you to say that? So then my friend says, who is this doctor? He says, she has only 3 weeks. Who is there? Who is it? He is not Ishvara, he is not Bhagavan, he is not God. You can say that. And so this fellow says that this will make you weep and then it will give you pain. Who is it to say that? Ishvaro, he is capable of saying that, he is competent to say that. Why? Tathaiva syat, because it will happen that way. Whatever in this universe is looked upon as source of happiness will become the source of unhappiness also. And when the circumstances change, there is nothing that can be consistently source of happiness, because everything is source of happiness conditionally. As long as this condition is satisfied, it may be condition of time, place or behavior or whatever. When that changes, that entity no more remains the source of happiness. It turns around, that very entity can become the source of unhappiness. Tathaiva syat, thereby it will happen. So this is the viparyaya. Shruti says viparyaya, so sukha is a viparyaya. How what is thought to be the source of happiness can also become this unhappiness is very clearly stated here. Therefore, Atmaneva priyam upasita, therefore, you must only look upon Atma and meditate upon or try to gain Atma as the dear. That's only, so may you know that Atma alone is dear, then may you have that conviction that Atma alone is dear and nothing else. So Atmaneva priyam upaste. So thus one who does upasana, meditation, meaning makes effort, including knowledge, to gain the Atma, na astya priyam pramayukam bhavati. His priyam Atma that never becomes mortal, is always immortal. Iti. So viparyaya sukha. So therefore Atmalava parah prokta nityatva. The anatmalava is anitya, therefore it is only relative. Not only it can turn around, can become source of dukkha. Atmalava is nitya, therefore can never turn around, can never change, and therefore can never be source of dukkha. Nityatvat Brahma Vedibihi, those who are knowers of Brahma, by them. So this is the statement of Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, which is by the knowers of Veda, of Veds of Brahma. Atma Sukhalavasya Nityatma Muktam Sadhayati. How do you say that Atma Sukhalava is Nitya? The attainment of happiness of self is Nitya, will never turn around. Sadhayati establishes with reasoning. So next verse is Swayam Labda Swabhavatvat Labhastasya na chanyatah Anyapekshastu yo labhah Sonyadrushti samudbhavah. Swayam labda svabhavatvat. Because Atma is of nature of labda svabhava, is ever attained. If it was to be attained, then it can turn around. Because for attainment, you need means of attainment. If that means of attainment is no more there, then that thing doesn't even attain. But then, labda svabhavatva is always attained. Labha tasya na chan. Therefore, the labha of the Atma can never turn around. Because labha is the nature of Atma, is already there, always there. So Tika says, tasya atmana labha nacha anyatah anya nimittako na bhavati also. Because Atma is already attained, always attained. Therefore, attainment of Atma is never due to something else. Nothing else becomes the cause of attainment of Atma, because Atma is always attained. Therefore, na anyatah, na anya nimittakah. Attainment of Atma cannot be caused by something other than Atma, because Atma is the nature of attainment. Kuta swayam labda svabhavatvat, because it is already labda svabhava. Being attained is the nature of Atma. Sadhana sadhyatva abhava, therefore it is not sadhya, not attained by a sadhana, by a means, because already attained. Nityatvam, therefore that attainment of Atma is nitya, because that is the nature, and nature cannot be otherwise. Therefore, Atma Labha is Nitya because that's the nature of Atma. Anyapekshasthu yo labha putradi labhasya sadhana dinattvena anityatvam. Putra, vitta, etc. is attained through a means other than Atma. Putra requires a means to attain, vitta requires a means to attain. So therefore, sadhana adhinatvena anityatvam. Anything that is attained by a sadhana or a means is anitya because as long as the means is there, so long attainment is there. The means is not there, means it's anityam. Therefore, what is attained also is anityam. Anyapeksha suyo labha. Suyo labha anyapeksha. That labha which is dependent upon something else or someone else. Anyadrushti samudbhavaha. That's an interesting expression. Anyadrushti samudbhavaha. So anyadrushte sakashat samudho yasya sa anyadrushti samudbhavaha. So that labha samudbhavaha has arisen from anyadrushti. That labha has arisen from something that is looked upon as anya. So sadhanam for putra, vitta, etc. is always an atma. Is always other than atma. So therefore anything that is looked upon as other than atma, when something attained by that is anitya. So anyadrushti samudbhavaha. Anyadrushte sakashat samudbhava isyatata. Because what is looked upon as anya, from that samudbhava, there is an attainment of that labha, therefore it cannot be permanent. Anyadhinasya tat apagame apagamahat. Because that labha is anyadhina, that labha itself is dependent upon sadhanam. Wealth is attained also by your effort. And if that effort is not there, then wealth cannot be. Because anything that attained has to be retained also. It doesn't stay by itself. When you attain something, then you must make sure that it remains with you. House has to be made sure that it remains with you and you clean up it, otherwise it will deteriorate, get dilapidated. The sun also has to be kept with you, otherwise it will go away. Wealth also will go away. If you don't keep it with, what is required to keep the wealth, whether it's proper business, proper investment, proper whatever, everything is the nature of going away. Anything that is attained can go away. That's the nature. Sarve sanyogaha vyogantaha. Sarve nichayaha kshayantaha. Anything that accumulated will get exhausted. Therefore, what is attained must be kept attained, unless if you make an effort to keep it attained, otherwise its nature is to become unattained. Anything that is accumulated has the nature of being unaccumulated, and therefore dispersed, so you have to keep them. Your flock you must keep with you, otherwise it will go away. This is the whole world, everywhere. My student, my devotee, keep them together. Otherwise, everybody, they are looking naturally, and therefore gone. Anything will go. Wealth also is looking, son also is looking, disciple also is looking, follower also is looking, your attendee is looking. If you can't keep that flock with you, that requires an effort. If you don't do that, they are gone. Don't take anything for granted, because that's how the things are. Anyadrushti samudbhava. So anyadhinasya tadavagame. So that labha is anyadhina, is dependent upon an effort or some other means, and as long as that means is, so long that labha which arises from anya is there, they have anityatva. So all of the labha is anitya, atma labha is nitya, therefore it is superior. That's how Brahma-vedibihi, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad said both, how atma labha is nitya, other labha is anitya, and really nothing but potential dukkha. What looks like sukha right now is nothing but potential dukkha. Dukkha coming in the form of sukha, recognize that, and therefore don't strive for it and don't, get hung up on that with anything. You do what you can do, other than that, don't get hung up on anything. That's what this one teaches us. We'll see. पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।